Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ask Us Anything on Sunday night.
Yep, here we are, streaming to you live tonight. Hope you guys are having a great time. I think we're on about 6 different platforms. I got to make us center up here. There we go. We're on about 6 different platforms. We're on Twitter, a bunch of Facebook stuff. Fun. And a bunch of you guys are out there. So thank you so much for being with us. It just cooled off here in Michigan. It's been really hot and muggy.
Yeah, just a couple hours ago, it cooled off a little bit. And we've got a little bit of rain, and we need the rain. So it's all good.
It is all good. We have had a busy week. We've been in Elkhart, Indiana, the RV capital of the world.
And it's always fun to go to Elkhart.
It is a busy place, right?
It certainly is.
I mean, we overnighted in the parking lot of a company that we were going to get some brief repairs done. And we thought it'd be nice and quiet because it's kind of it's like on 3rd Street or something. It's not a busy street all night long.
It's a very busy street. They never stop. They are busy. The people who are working are working.
Like 2-3 shifts, all of them. It's just insane. So, hey, welcome everybody. We are glad to have you with us. And this is Ask Us Anything. And we mean that pretty much. We'll answer most anything. There's only a couple questions we don't usually answer, right? But we'll answer most everything. And there is a way to do that because as more and more people join this live stream, it gets harder and harder for us to be able to keep track of who's asking questions. And so we've developed a system and how that works. And Phyllis Kerr joins us now. She helps with all of our content and social media and coordinating all of this stuff, especially as we're traveling. Phyllis, how can they make sure that we see their questions?
Well, they're already doing a good job, even from Facebook side. So if you have a question, type the word question in all caps and then type your question. And then if you are also on Facebook submitting a question, if you're inside the group, we won't see your name unless you give StreamYard, which is this platform, permission to use it. Otherwise, just go to the page and then we'll see your name from the Facebook page to watch. And if you have a comment, do the same thing. Just type comment in all caps and we'll read some of those on there too. And then Christopher's over there making sure you all guys stay in line. So yeah. So it's all good. But we already have a whole bunch of questions and lots of things to talk about. And when Mike says ask him anything, he really means ask him anything for the RV lifestyle.
That's right. That's right.
keep it on the lane.
No politics, no religion.
No.
Let's see what are the other hot topics that I always go off on. Anything. So just keep it towards the RV lifestyle. Hey, tell everybody, if you will, about our sweepstakes because we started it. We announced it last week, and we are going to continue to do this for I think until the 29th of the month. Mm-hmm. This is for a $500 gift certificate.
Yeah, it's super easy to enter. You just go to that URL and then you put in your email address and then there's a whole bunch of other little things you can do, like share it on Facebook or say hi on Facebook or go see the Instagram account or go check it out on Twitter, all sorts of different things in there. And, the chances are pretty good because, we haven't put a lot of advertising behind this right now. So your chances of winning are pretty high right now. So I think this is a really good opportunity for somebody. And I know that we asked in, the page, the group, somewhere, we asked, what would you spend the money on if you won? And the answers are amazing. Just some wonderful things out there available from Camping World.
If you got $500 to buy at any camping world, what would you spend it on? You can even share some of them in our comments here tonight. But that's the address. We'll kind of show it a little bit later on. Phyllis, thanks for moderating. And over on YouTube, it's Chris Cowley tonight moderating everybody there. Chris, say hi to all your troops on YouTube. And we will get going here. Let's see if we can start with one of your questions. And let me see. We always like to go with the first one. And the first one tonight is from Dan Mitchell. And he says, what types of roads do you prefer to travel on? State, toll, or interstate?
I'm happy with all of them. What type do you prefer driving on?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I like
don't mind
two
toll
lanes.
roads.
2 lanes.
Well,
If you have to get
sometimes are better
someplace,
quality, but not always.
yeah, I don't
Oh,
mind.
it
I
depends.
don't.
Yeah, if you're in a hurry to get there,
Yeah,
toll roads. If you want to take your time, the
yeah.
two lanes.
And the interstates are great, but they're kind of boring. I mean, you don't really see much on an interstate or a
No,
toll road.
no.
The 2 lanes, you do, and we love the
Mhm.
two lanes.
If
So,
you've got the time.
those are kind of our favorites. Thank you for the first question, Dan. We appreciate that. Jennifer, Edward Varga.
Okay, it appears we may finally join the lifestyle. Our embassy RV is scheduled to be outfitted and ready for pickup in mid-July. Thank you for giving out many hints during this pre-journey.
We were in Elkhart. I wish I had known that, Edward. We would have seen if we could have gotten a picture of yours on the line. We were in Elkhart this week, and on my list was, if we had time, was what we wanted to go see. And one of them was because the Embassy RV moved into a new factory. We did a tour of the old factory, remember?
Mhm.
They make those really cool floors. They really do a nice insulation on them. And they make a lot of ambulances. They've taken that technology and put it into RV vans.
Mhm.
So, gosh, I think we mentioned it last week. If you had told us, we could have gone and said, look, here's a picture of Ed's RV on the
We'll
line.
just have to go back.
This week? Not this week. This week, no. I'm getting service tomorrow, my 10,000 mile service, which is about 2,000 miles over. So that's our big plan this week. But thank you, Ed. Nancy Jenkins, our friend from up in Manitoba, says, or Alberta. I always say Manitoba. Alberta, Medicine Hat says they're getting lots of rain. David says it's a hot day in British Columbia. What's good, says Haas. What's good TV for rental? I bet he means what's a good RV for a rental family of 6. What do you think? Class A, B, C.
Family of 6.
It's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. C or an A.
Yeah. I would.
Or else if you get a B, you got to take a tent.
Well, or a towable, a
Yes.
trailer, a
Mhm.
trailer.
Oh yeah, I take a trailer.
Money is the big question. How much do you want to spend? Motorhomes cost a lot more than a travel trailer. But a travel trailer, you have to have a tow vehicle. But I think for a family of 6, I would go with a towable. I would probably pick something in the 28-foot range, maybe 26, 28 feet, if you could find something in that range, and that would be pretty good. And for a motorhome, you think a Class C or an A.
Mhm.
They have small A's like that.
Mhm.
That Access, that's a pretty nice small
I
A.
would do a towable.
I would try with towable. Here's the suggestion, Huss. Rent. Try renting a couple. Try renting a towable. And don't be intimidated by how hard you think it's going to be to tow, because it's not hard to tow at all. Once you just need a couple lessons and just get it on the hitch and you see. And then try a motorhome and see which one you like best.
I don't know where you're going to put 6 in a motorhome. 4 is usually pushing it.
Yeah,
RV.
he says
Yeah.
RV. So
Mhm.
so I would go Class C. I would start with
Mhm.
that. David with a question.
LTD advertises a 2-year warranty. What do they cover? I'm assuming it's a limited warranty.
I have never read my warranty, and this is we're on our second LTV. Every warranty is limited, no matter what they say. I think it covers pretty much everything. The appliances all have their separate
They have their
warranty.
separate.
So it covers, if it's a slide, it covers the slide, all that sort of stuff. We don't work for LTV, so I'm not an expert in all their policies. I can suggest that you look at their website and it will tell you, but I don't know.
And then something else, the chassis separate.
Chassis are all separate, are covered by the whether it's a Mercedes Benz. If you're talking about LTV, they only build on Mercedes Sprinter and the Ford Transit. So we got to check with those warranties. And then all the appliances are usually a year, most of them. I think some are less than that. So look in your book and see what you have for that.
And I wonder if it varies, which model that you bought, what's covered. I don't think it would.
We have never had problems getting something fixed. We take it to the dealer. They say, oh, there's a recall on this, or there's an advisory on this, or hey, this needs work, and they'll cover it. So I don't know what else to tell you, except, again, we don't work for them. They're a sponsor. We bought their unit. We paid for it. We didn't get it free. You should check your warranty with them. I'm sure it's on their website, and you can find it from there. Steve Weistock.
Okay, were you able to get your equalizers auto leveling system repaired this week?
We were, and we
Yes,
had
we were.
such a good experience with those guys. And if y'all don't know what it was all operator error. This operator, I ran over a log, and it kind of tore off the front passenger side equalizer jack. And when it did that, it kind of twisted a bar and loosened the other one. So I took it to them. They repaired both of them. They did not charge me for them. They actually put them in a new location too, a little front of the cabin. I think if I can show you, maybe. I think I have
You
a
your picture ready?
Let's see if that'll
handy?
come up. Will that come up? Let's see. How do I do this? I thought I could just drag a photo on there, and I was going to show you where it was, but I can't. Well, I can if you talk and tell them how nice they were there. And we also found some other folks while we were there that we interviewed. We got some interviews done with people, and we had a really good time.
We were getting the equalizers put on, and I was getting a mouth guard made.
Oh,
People
yeah.
in the waiting room.
And we'll end up with a story on that. We'll end up doing a story.
Bite guards.
Bite guards.
Yeah.
And
for kids playing hockey and all the football, all the different things. They were going to a weightlifters competition, and there was all these different designs for the bite guards. And weightlifters need the extra cushioning by the molars because as they lift all that weight. It was fun.
It was a heck of a lot of fun. And we ended up doing an interview. They're traveling around the country, working on the road, and you'll get to meet those in one of our.
And such a deal we had transpire because they got a free Upper Peninsula book, and I got a free bite guard.
Yes, yeah. Now I'm trying to pull a video.
I know. I think I would give up if I were you.
Would you really?
Well, you've been looking quite a while.
Well, I know. It's right here. I'm trying to see why I can't get it. I wanted to show everybody how good their work was, but for some reason,
they're just going to have to wait.
Oh, I know how I can do it. I can do it this way. Watch and see. No, I can't. Share screen, and let's do this screen, and we'll see if this works. There we go.
There you go.
I don't know if you all can see that. I don't think you
New
can.
Location, old
okay,
location,
hang on a minute.
location.
I'll bring that one up. And
so they can see old location, new location.
Here it is. Well, where is it? Oh well.
Testing everybody's patience.
Am I testing your patience, everybody? There it is. Okay, here we go. Look at that. There. See that?
But you gotta.
That's Nick.
Okay.
From there, and the picture cut off on the left. So, oh no, you can see up on the top right is my new jack, which is, I'll go over here, which is right here. See my top? This is my new jack. This is its new location where it bolts in. The old one that I ripped off was right there. So they actually moved it forward. And that was really nice. It was a really good idea to bring that thing forward. I don't know. Did you all, Phyllis, I can see you. Did you all see that? Just nod. Okay. For some reason, usually I can just drag that picture over, but I hope that helped anyway. So they were great. They fixed it all. We moved it to a little better location. I like it being up a little forward. It gives you a little more stability, and pretty proud of that.
And the next question is going to be, how much clearance is there?
About 6 inches. 6 inches, and we had about 5.5.
How did Jennifer react to the number 3 haircut? It's a lovely warm day here in our new home in Knoxville, Tennessee. I washed the RV today, and aching for adventure. We should have washed our RV.
Yes, we should have.
Jennifer does not like his hair that short, but Michael does.
It's my summer look. It's my summer cut. It is a little shorter.
You always say it was just an accident, but you do this regularly.
I do. I
like his hair longer.
And
now he goes to a barbershop, a real barbershop, because I had him going to the place where I go, and I really like the way she did his hair, but he likes being in there with all the guys.
It was a salon, and she charges like a fortune, and she's so busy.
Oh, she had you in and out in 5 minutes. Zip, zip, zip.
Yeah, I wasn't. This is a guy's barber shop, outdoor
They have spittoons
magazines.
or something.
They don't have spittoons. They got a cooler with 6-pack of beer in there for anybody who wants one. And they got, Cheech and Chong movies playing.
I could probably
It's
get
great.
some,
No,
I
he
could
does
probably
it good.
do that too.
It's an experience,
Okay.
but Jennifer doesn't like, but this will
But
be
it'll
great
draw
for all of our camping. So
Actually,
anyway,
you lost your cushioning for when you took that camera down.
yes, you can't see this, can you? Can I show this? There's a
No, they
big
can't
gash,
see.
right? Ow, it even
About
hurts
an
that.
inch long.
So I was taking a camera. I had a camera on the back deck of the house, and it was focused on a bird feeder. So when we're on the road, I could look at my backyard and make sure,
We could see
trees
if it was
hadn't
snowing,
fallen.
raining,
Yeah.
whatever the weather was.
And we wanted to take it down because it's better cameras, and this is a big clunky one. Clunky being the operative word here for this story. So I was up taking it down. I moved the camera up, and I'm up working on the mount, which is like right here. And I had to get the screwdriver in. As I took this hand down, the camera went boom, and it just split it right open, and blood's
Kind of
coming
knocked
out.
you off the ladder.
Fell off the ladder, yeah. But I'm good.
That's what happens when
I'm
I don't
good.
keep an eye on you.
So anyway, all right. Enough of you. Phyllis, do you see the questions? She doesn't see the questions. That means I got to do all this work here tonight. Okay, Ron,
Okay,
upstate New York.
Okay. Hello from upstate New York. And the 2-year warranty, we already did that one, Mr. Mike.
And Chris Cowley is welcoming all the newcomers, talking to us about, and he's reminding everybody to subscribe. I don't pitch enough for subscribing. And I know one of the reasons we like to have a lot of subscribers is because YouTube then sees those videos, right? It says, hey, look at everybody's interested in them. They're subscribed to his channel. So they show them more frequently. Now, I know there are, some 20-somethings out there running around in bikinis, and that's not me or Jen. I'm never going to run in a bikini, but in my Speedo. But, we've been doing this now for 10 years where, we kind of tell it as it is out there. So I hope you find value in it. Those of you who are watching us on YouTube, and those of you who are on Facebook, if you go over to our YouTube channel, just subscribe. It would really be a big, it would be a really kind thing to do for us. We'd appreciate it. So you can just go to rvlifestyle.com youtube.com/rvlifestyle, or Chris has a link there that you can follow. Thank you, Chris, for putting that up. True barbers have the spinning pole. Yep, mine has the spinning pole. That's how you know you're right, Chris. That's how you know a real barber. Facebook user.
Okay, Jen is on her game tonight with comments.
Okay.
Jen is usually very quiet. Mike has to encourage me to speak.
People
sit here
get mad at me
because they think you're talking too much.
Well, because you don't want dead air, and that's the first thing they taught me when I was in television. No dead air, and even radio. Sometimes there's dead air. So,
okay, when you were big into CB radio, I was called silent partner.
And this is all new for you,
name.
like on our videos, to be the star of the video. So
right, this is new to me.
It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Art Fitzsimmons.
Art has a 1982
Loomlight.
I've not heard of
Never
that
could
one.
say that.
Thinking of selling for travel trailer. Any thoughts for beginners?
On selling or what you're looking for?
What he's looking for.
Yeah. Rentals are another big thing. Art, the big change you're going to have is towing. Are you comfortable towing?
For travel
if you want to sell it, there are lots of places right now. Facebook Marketplace is the place to go. It really is. In fact, you could sell just about anything. Hey, Phyllis, I'm going to bring you on. Phyllis has been shopping for 5 years. Tell him about that leisure travel van that you found. Was it a 2008?
No. It was 2017, and it was like $115,000. Yeah, it was over $100,000 for 2017. And
so
for those of you who don't realize, that's 4 or 5 years ago. And the thing is they're all that way. There's not anything under $100,000.
That's how much they're holding their value. So
yeah.
I'm sure he'll be able to sell it. So Thanks. Are you ever going to buy an RV? Seriously?
Yes.
When?
Every day I am in Van Trader. I've even come to the point where I don't need a dry bath. I don't need levelers. I just need a bed. I mean,
Hey
it's
guys,
really
we got to find
terrible.
Phyllis. We got to find Phyllis an RV. Come on, we're going to make that a group project. All right.
By
You
the way,
can't see any of the comments today, huh?
when you get to Jerry, then I can take over.
Okay, I want to get to
Okay.
Jerry.
Just tell
All
me
right,
when I get to Jerry.
All right, let's go. Okay, so
What do we got up here? Question from Puerto Rico?
we got a lot of them from Puerto Rico. Tony Ricardo Kitchens.
All right. Considering the ups and downs of RV ownership, would you ever stop living the lifestyle? Only if we're sick or don't have any money.
Yeah, well, even if you don't have any money, though, there's a lot
If
of
you
people
don't have any
still
money,
do it.
you'll have to live in a full time.
Yeah,
It's cheaper than a house.
Did I tell you people were asking us about No Man Land, and I was flipping off saying, no, I don't want to see it. I hear it's negative. And somebody said, well, you really should see it. They wrote me a nice note after I said that 3 or 4 weeks ago. And so we went and watched Nomadland that night, or I did. I loved Nomadland. And
really
Nomadland is about a lot of people, who are on life's margins and they're making the best of it and they're living full time in the RV and the community. They've we all touch on that community. And it is an excellent film. I recommend everybody read it. But there's not a lot of ups and downs of RV ownership, is there, John? Other than, you have to maintain them. But
yeah.
What are the, it's all up as far as I can tell.
Well, you've got an investment of money in something that
you can sell
you're going
right now.
to resell. It's like a car that you can resell it later. Naturally, you have to give thought to it for where you store it and things. You got mice and limbs and, there's always that adventure, but you've got insurance. That's what all that is for. If you need the money, you could possibly rent it out to help earn some money to help pay for it, or you can be a really nice person and let people borrow it. And I love the RV lifestyle. And if we couldn't travel as much, I would go back to a smaller one and use it as a car, because I love having our things. I don't like hotel rooms anymore. I love having our bathroom readily available, especially with the COVID thing and like spring break and Thanksgiving times when the roads are really busy. I like that. Having our food with us so that I don't have to go to places you never know what you're going to get. I like RVs.
Yeah, that's our RV back there right now. And Dan says, are you doing a green screen? Or are you out in your RV? Haircut, old military style.
Yeah.
It's actually too short right here. Yeah. It's too long.
Did you want to curl
old
right
military
there or something?
That's a green screen. I mean, why not? We were having fun with it. I love it that you have to ask, because
so what are you going to put up next week? We could go anywhere.
We can.
Yeah. Take me to Hawaii next week.
No. Well, maybe we will. We'll see where we go next week.
How about Alaska?
Okay, so here's the deal. That's a green screen, and the green screen is like right there.
And
that's
he wants
our wall.
to paint the wall.
I want to paint the whole wall behind me, and then it just, we're like really crowded in, and I want to paint the whole wall. And I think she might let me do it now because we're really tight in here, right?
No, I would think you would like being crowded.
Well, you never know. You could turn on me at any minute.
Well, I just told you I had to be, because I get a little claustrophobic. I have to be so I can exit if I need to.
Steven.
Hello, guys. The good thing about haircuts, if it's bad, it grows back.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week it'll be my time, because I'm a little bit of a mess because I was out there grilling in the rain.
Yeah. Oh, that's Tony's question. And let's see. Two barbers. How did I get back to that one?
You go in the wrong
I don't
direction.
have Phyllis doing this for me today. So, how do I post a question? Is this getting through? Nope, Mike, it isn't. Yeah, of course it is. You just did. So you should have asked a question right there, and we would have taken it.
Oh, well, Mike can ask.
Yep, ask another one. Robert. Hi, Lori. It's a side. I love it when we have side conversations going in the chat room. Marge,
your haircut's too short.
So Marge, you're one of those kind of people who tell it as it is, right?
Well, most women.
Do you think I know that? I know that. I know.
No, he likes it like that. Most women don't like guys with real short hair.
Oh, there's
But,
got to be
you
one
know.
out there that likes it. You're right, Marge. It is too short, but I can't do anything about it. Any thoughts on the 2021 American Coach? No, I'm not familiar with it, so I can't do too much with
We got to
that.
go back to Elkhart and look around more.
All right, James Massey.
When a gym is not available and hiking is not enough, how do you exercise in your RV? You can take weights, you can take the
Stretchy
stretchy
bands?
bands, you can get a DVD that you can look at. So there's things you can do. I mean, you can stand up in front, do jumping jacks and push-ups, and all that stuff. If you don't mind everybody looking at you like you just escaped from someplace. But anyway, I'm always asking for a gym. That's why we have Anytime Fitness, because a lot of places that we go, there is Anytime Fitness, and I can go in there. And we've also told you with Anytime Fitness, they have showers. So you've been on the road, you can work out and take a shower and be set to go. You can boondock and get yourself fixed up.
Private, clean showers and bathrooms. They're really nice.
No, you have to take your weights and stretchy bands and have.
And
You got to
hiking?
plan ahead. Well, if
Hiking?
you can't hike, a hike isn't enough.
Says
And,
who?
just like sometimes riding a bike. If you're in a big city, you're not comfortable.
Yeah,
riding a bike.
I don't like riding a bike in a big city.
You used to all the time.
Yeah. James Harris.
On your last Unity FX, did it sway much in windy conditions? I have read from other Unity owners that the sway was so bad in strong winds, they installed a sway bar.
We've been looking
Sumo Springs.
We've been looking at Sumo Springs a lot. For one, I don't think they make them for the Ford Transit because the folks at Equalizer Systems, where we had our repairs done this week, sell Sumo Springs, and I was all set to put them on.
Mhm.
But they said they can't find them for the Ford Transit chassis, which we have.
So we got to call Ford on Monday.
Good luck
and
with
ask,
that.
Ask about Sumo, because if they work, we'll get them.
Yeah, and I have not done an internet search on that, so I don't want to say that they're not available for it. But Equalizer, which puts a lot of Sumo Springs on Sprinter chassis, said they didn't think they were available. They tried to actually find some, and they were going to put them on for us. The other thing is
sway too much in windy conditions.
We did not notice that on our Unity, and we drove cross country. We drove in winds and blizzards, and we did not have a sway problem at all. Did we?
Well,
you never drove.
You're
drove.
A happy driver. You just get behind the wheel, and very little affects you.
Get her done. Get there. Yeah, one way.
Yeah, you don't care if it's windy or hail.
Yeah,
or
I do.
Sleet
but that's good.
Me, I start squawking.
Yeah. Tim Hart.
Now that you have had both a Mercedes Sprinter and a Ford Transit chassis, which one do you prefer and would want to buy again? In your opinion, what are the pros and cons of each?
That is a great question, Tim. Jen, you want to start with that one?
The Ford is really like driving an SUV. It is so comfortable to drive.
Easiest to drive, Ford Transit.
When you're in the mountains, it doesn't quite have the acceleration that a Sprinter does. A Sprinter is a real workhorse.
Sprinters, of course, diesel. The Transit now is gas. Big difference on hills. Now, we haven't taken this one on terribly high mountains, but just on hills, I notice a big difference in
But it does
power,
the job just fine.
Yes,
it does it just fine. You're just not going to win a race if you're got somebody next to you.
Much more
but
torque
you don't need
with the
to win
diesel
it anyway.
Sprinter.
No, but it's more than adequate. We love the Ford. We really, and the availability of being able to get gas, not having to
the gas engine
rather than trying to find diesel, because sometimes diesel is really hard to find.
There's been many times on a long distance trip where we would pull off to get diesel, and we'd hit 2 or 3 stations and they didn't sell diesel.
Mm-hmm.
And we have, you just went down another exit or two, but
yeah.
One time in Texas, we went a lot. It's the closest we ever got to running out of gas. You were driving. We made it, but it was
that
close.
You're talking about where there was no shoulder.
No shoulder, and yeah. It's one of the reasons Jen doesn't like that. But other differences, the Sprinters cost a lot more than Mercedes. Service costs a ton more.
Yes.
Now I'm having the Ford Transit serviced tomorrow. It's the second time I've had it serviced over the last year. So I'll let you know. You just can't take it to any Ford dealer, just like you can't take a Sprinter to any Mercedes dealer. But I've got a Ford dealer that's not far from me at all. So I'll head over there and I'll let you know tomorrow how that goes. But Mercedes costs a lot more for oil change, for parts, all that stuff. Other pros and cons. The Mercedes rides more like a truck. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Drives more like a truck. It drives fine. It's easy to drive.
It's wonderful. I mean, it is a wonderful product. And
No.
the lifespan, I mean, why Amazon started out buying, they bought up all the...
They bought up all the
First,
Sprinters,
they bought up all the Sprinters.
Then they bought off all the Transits. Now they're buying up all the Rams. We have a big story coming about the shortage of chassis. The Ford Transit chassis factory's down. It's not open. They can't get those microchips that you've heard about. So it's still closed. They're hoping to open, I guess, in the next week or so. But there's this big backlog on chassis because of that. There's already a big backlog on Sprinter chassis because of the EPA. Every year, EPA gives them this great grief about certification for their engines, which are still made in Germany. So, and now Amazon's buying all the Dodge Ram chassis. Now, you ask us on that question, what would we buy? Well, there's a new question up there, but he asked us, would we buy it again? And I think, we'll probably buy once more at least, and we will more than likely go back to a Sprinter, I think.
And I think what we're thinking is that we want to be able to tow.
I'd like to be able to tow
if
something.
we decide we want to tow.
That might be the next stage of our travel adventures, is to get a Sprinter. We can't tow anything over because we have that big garage in our Wonder. We can't tow anything with it. So the next unit we get,
they might be able to.
But we can't get one for a couple of years. So because you can't, this is horrible, this parts and chassis shortage.
Good thing we got our e-bike.
We got our e-bike.
We got to get a basket though. I keep asking for a basket.
I gotta get to that. I keep reminding that.
Yeah.
All right. Hope that answered your question. William Travis.
All right. We're getting greetings from Frisco, Texas. Do you all ever have to hit a laundromat in your travels? Plus, is there any app that locates those laundromats, especially in safe, clean locations?
Hey, that's an app we could develop, maybe.
That is such a good question about safe, clean locations. Because you can find a laundromat.
We've never.
Well, I just asked Siri, where's the closest laundromat?
Well, normally we will say, okay, it's laundry time. Let's go to a KOA. So we'll stay at a KOA where we can empty the tanks, where we can top off with new, fresh, clean water.
Propane.
Where we can get more propane if we need it. Where they always have, well-maintained. We have found at all the KOAs we've ever visited, well-maintained showers and bathhouses and laundry facilities. So normally we'll do our laundry at a KOA, but we kind of like going into smaller towns. You can find a laundromat. They're usually, right on the edge of the downtown areas. And
something I learned the hard way. You probably all know this, but I learned it the hard way. Those little tablets with all your products in one for doing laundry capsules. Yeah. Take liquid. I put one of those in, and then the soap didn't come out in the wash, and it was just a big mess.
So we always
take liquid soap.
Yeah.
Don't do what I did, because then I had to do everything twice.
But there's your way to make some money, William. Start an app. But we've never found one, and we never have had a problem with one.
But there are. If you're in areas that are kind of rough, big cities, you don't want to go to a bad neighborhood.
Lori Bobbitt.
Where can I look for a used Class B? No diesels. I have a 1997 Road Trek and love it, but it's hard to get parts now.
Do a search, find out what models you like. If you don't want diesel, almost all of them now have diesel. I think some of the Rams are not diesel, so you could search for used Class B RV Dodge Ram, and you'll get a whole list. Just search that way. But RV Trader is probably the biggest of all of the places that are online to find used RVs. They're in high demand and they get high prices. It is a seller's market for used as it is for new. But RV Trader, Facebook Marketplace, those are the places I'd look, Lori.
So 24 years old, you can't get parts?
Not a lot, no. It's even Road Trek's had 3 owners since hers was built. Yeah. So there's some overlap. But they're probably mostly gone.
That is really sad, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's pretty old.
Well,
Patty Evans.
Which barbecue do you use, and does your unit have a regulated or unregulated connection?
I don't know. We have a Coleman little
Propane.
green bottle propane. I do have a adapter and the hose that will let me hook it up directly to my barbecue. I've yet to do that. I've yet to hook it up. I've had it for a year. Didn't use it last year. Didn't use it this year. I'll try this year. But we were just saying today, we took the dog for a walk through one of our campgrounds nearby. When we're not camping ourselves, we go to campgrounds and take both for a walk. How's that for the RV lifestyle?
Well, we started doing that when he was a puppy so that he would get used to campgrounds and dogs.
He loves
and people.
campgrounds.
Oh yeah, he thinks it's great sport.
But anyway, while we were there, we looked and somebody had out a small little charcoal. And you were talking about going to a marine store.
Yeah, we met somebody once and they had, they picked it up at a marine store. And I said, we really do need to go to a marine store and just see what they sell. Because boats and RVs, small RVs, we got a lot in common.
Yeah. So that's all we have. We don't have, it's nothing fancy. Lindsay Rollins.
Water pressure gauge. Do you use it at every campground? Do you test the pressure and then store it away? Do you worry about it being stolen?
Never worry about it being stolen. I do not leave it on. I've gotten to the point now, Lindsay, where I can turn on the water spigot and I can tell whether it's too fast or too powerful. If it goes whoosh, then I'll put my water regulator on, which keeps it about 50 pounds per square inch. But I haven't had a problem with excessive water pressure. Plus, I believe our unit has one on it, has one built in. In fact, I'm sure it does. That's what they told me at Leisure. So I have a water, it's $8 part. So $8. So I have one. I haven't put it on now in a couple of years.
Seems like that'd be a good thing to put on.
Well, I have it go through this two-stage water filter system. So I can turn on the spigot full blast and you can tell if it's over 50, it's going to shoot out, 10 feet. So it's not been an issue for us, and that's going on 10 years.
But I think
now.
a little $8 part would be worth having.
It is, but I've got
we've got
disconnect. I've got this great big filter system.
Yeah, we got the big filter system, but other people might not have that big filter system. So maybe
and we have one built in.
$8 part would be worth it.
There's a post on rvlifestyle.com about that. So
yeah,
it says the $8 part that'll save your plumbing system. So if you're worried about it, get one of those. It's only $8. Terry Larkin.
Okay. Terry, they'd ask about a Class C about 6 months or more ago, but ended up looking at truck campers, and believe I looked at everyone out there. They bought the New Camp.
New Camp Cirrus 820. I don't know that model. I know New Camp. It's a great brand.
Yeah, we always forget about the truck campers.
Yeah, I like truck campers. I got really enthralled with the Lance truck campers. They were very nice. And we've never camped in one. We should borrow one sometime and camp in one. But good for you. We're looking so forward to, I think the first RV show we're going to go to is Hershey in September. So we're looking forward to getting back. We haven't been to an RV show like many of you for a couple of years. It'll be almost 2 years since we were at Hershey last.
I know something I would miss with the truck camper. You can't go from the front seat and walk back.
No, and that is really
locked
nice.
In where you are.
Yeah, it really is. And same with the towable. It's really nice in the motorhome to be able to go back and open the refrigerator.
And then, of course, the obvious good part is you dump that and then you don't have to haul everything around. It's a little easier with your vehicle to go where you need to go, towable or the truck camper.
Debbie L.
Have you hiked any part of the Pacific Crest Trail? Also, really enjoyed the video on the Natchez Trace.
Well, thank you. We had such a great time.
We really did.
It's the first time we ever did a series, and we did a 5-part series on the Natchez Trace Parkway and a couple of the surrounding communities we visited. The part 5 just went up yesterday. I hope you guys, if you haven't seen it, you can go look at them and watch all 5. It's so easy to get to. It is such a fun place.
It's so nice not to have trucks and big vehicles, just 2 lanes.
No
you can't
stop
drive too
signs,
fast.
no stop signs, no
traffic
traffic lights
alongside the road. We could go back and do that in the fall. And then I suppose I shouldn't give away ideas to other people.
Well,
we could check out other communities. I'm talking about every other person's
Well, we are going down in the fall because that's when we're doing our supporters meetup on the Mississippi in October. So
Right.
we could actually go down and maybe
But
hit a
we
couple
could-
more of those communities.
Yeah, the communities, and see what all these different communities have to.
But you ask
offer.
about the Pacific Trail. We have not hiked that. We don't really get to California much. We used to when they had the California RV show, but that got canceled. And as of this point, there's nothing on the horizon to replace it. And then, of course, COVID came out, and California had and still has so many restrictions. Gas is so incredibly expensive there. So, as much as we hate to put it off our list, it's not on our near travel list for a while because of it's different in California than pretty much anywhere else. Despina Reyes with a question.
In addition to using Google and Bing, what other internet resources do you use to research the history of the places you plan to visit?
I should show we have a couple of books over there.
Yeah.
Amazing festivals.
Festivals.
We have a video up on YouTube where we did how we plan a trip, and we show several of our books. But my other thing is to put a shelf behind us. I can put all of our favorite books on it. But we have one on state parks around the country, so we use that. I should almost pull it up. We have another one.
You want me to go get it?
There's
Well, it
three of
says
them: the
state
national
park.
parks at the west, state parks, and
Mhm.
amazing festivals.
Mhm.
And those three books, I love having a hard copy book. It's just fun to sit down and look.
If you were to turn the computer so everybody could see right over there,
I can
they
do
would
that.
know what I live with.
Okay, move your water glass there, sir. Okay, can you see right there? The books are underneath there.
And can you see the picture?
Those are
that
all parts.
fell off the wall.
There's a couple
and
pictures that fell
lay
off the
on
wall.
floor.
Yeah. And there's my Hall of Shame with my moose up there. I don't know if they can see my moose picture. There's my
Things
moose
that fall off
picture
the
right
wall that
right
don't get
there.
reattached because we're busy,
Yeah, and
but we're working on
this
it.
is our supposed studio. And back to my green screen. Anyway, so we like those books. And then Road Trippers is a good website to look at, and you can find a lot of stuff there. More often than not, we just find signs on the highway and pull off, and that's where the good stuff is. They're not in a book.
Or if you stop someplace to eat or whatever at a campground, you can ask people what's good to see if you're in the area.
Yep.
People love to share.
Lindsay with another question.
Okay, first RV trip coming up.
Woohoo!
I have a 330-mile trip home. I hate the idea of stopping for the night halfway home. If I stop at a couple of visitor centers for the dog, does this work?
You mean to sleep? Some of them, most of them, I don't know if most of them let you sleep in them or not, but many of them will.
If you're up to driving 330 miles, but
330 is, that's
the max,
That's what
the
we say.
330 rule.
Cracker Barrels will let you stay in the back for free. And then you have bacon and eggs waiting for you. You can smell it when you wake up in the morning.
If you feel like you have the strength to do it, just remember to stop and walk around. And of course, the dog's going to make you stop, but you should stop about every hour and a half.
Yeah. Visitor centers are really usually very good. And there's usually adequate parking. And you can always probably learn a little bit about the community while you walk around. I think of the one we just came from, Natchez. They had a really nice parking lot. And then there's a walking tour right there of the city. So you could take your dog and do a little walking tour. You just have to do a little research. Here's a little hint to do when you want to find a spot. Just Google visitor center on whatever the community is. If the next community up is Brownsville, Texas, put Brownsville, Texas Visitor Center or Chamber of Commerce. But usually there's a visitor center. And then if you go there, you'll see all sorts of resources and suggestions on what to see and coupons so you can get discounts if you need to get lunch or dinner. So
I'm really sensitive to caffeine. One night when we had to drive, I ate 2 pieces of chocolate and I drove till 3:30 in the morning.
So she kept the 3:30 rule.
I kept the 3:30 rule.
Yeah.
So not that I'm suggesting drinking.
Hey, we've got a
Coffee.
new YouTube member, Keith Chilton. Thank you, Keith, for supporting us on YouTube. And I forgot to promote that. Yeah, thank you, Phyllis. Right here is how you can support us. If you like the content we produce, and we are doing it in so many different platforms, so many different ways. We have so many people helping us to help us do all of this. you can become a supporting member, and either on Facebook, you can become one of our supporters there. And then there's 2 different levels on YouTube. And thank you for supporting us there. We really appreciate it. And welcome to the community. So that's always great to see. It's time for us to tell everybody again about the $500 giveaway we're about to do on the 29th. And that is a way for you to be able to enter a little sweepstakes that we have. And it's a $500 gift certificate, good for anything you want to get at Camping World, either online to their store or at one of their in-person stores. There are 200 and whatever they are around North America. And we're going to give that away on the 29th. And the best way to do it is through this sweepstakes. You can enter several different times through different social media, and we'll pick one winner at random. But go and do so tonight, if you will, at that address. We would really appreciate it. And then we love to get your questions. We never get through all the questions when we do Ask Us Anything like this. So a big resource for us is the podcast, which comes out every Wednesday. It's called the RV Podcast. It's on all the favorite apps. Just search RV Podcast. We have been doing it for over 5 years now. We're on episode 350, 349, something like that tomorrow, or this week rather. And we take voicemail questions. So just record a message. I'll edit it so it sounds good. And use any question we didn't ask or something you'd like us to amplify on a little bit more. Use that number and leave us a voicemail message. So, and we should tell you that if you've seen our merch, it's our paid commercial announcements here. This is one of our new shirts, the outdoor shirts. And we've got a boondocker. We got a new design on, and our old design on Small House, Big Yard, hats, coffee mugs, all sorts of stuff. And you can just go shopping there at rvlifestyle.com. And we urge you to check that out. rvlifestyle.com/go shopping. So there you go. Are we all done with questions? No, we got more questions. We just got to find a couple of them. Thanks again. I always want to shout out to Chris Colley over on YouTube, because you never see Chris, but he is very active. I mean, I see him. He's even answering questions. There's Chris. He's remaking our end screen, all of our new super fans. And I don't know if you've noticed that on our videos, but right after the closing little note that Jen and I give, we run credits for all of our super fans. And that's one of the levels we have on our YouTube members. And there's a little, those of you watching on members on our channel, there's a little thing called membership, and you can click that and you can learn more, or go to rvlifestyle.com/members. But thanks. Mike Weber.
Are the 5-cylinder diesels a common engine in the Class Cs?
I believe so. Yes. That 5-cylinder diesel really does a nice job. I'm not a gearhead, so I don't know what they have on some of the other, there's also the larger Ford engines that are used on many Class Cs, not the 250, I think it's the 350 is used on a lot of other Class Cs. And that is a much bigger diesel. But for Class Bs, the 5-cylinder is on the Sprinter van is very common. And I think there's a few of those on the Cs as well. But the Cs come in so many different chassis. Carl White. What brand e-bike do you have? We have the Rad power bikes, and I have the City Bike model, which is kind of like a beach cruiser. You swing, it's like we call them a guy's bike. You swing your leg over the center bar, and Jennifer has the step-through model. And there are all kinds, as you probably know if you've been checking into them, the collapsible ones that break down quite, small. There's also different weights, If I had my druthers now, I would get 2 collapsible ones for us. We had 2 collapsible ones. No, we didn't. Not e-bikes. Oh, well, that's true. They weren't e-bikes. They were just 2 collapsible bikes that we couldn't figure out how to get back together. They weren't exactly Mike friendly. They weren't Mike friendly. Or Jen friendly. Yeah. I couldn't get them back together either. Yeah. Betty Sims. Have you thought about a plant tour of Regency in Fort Worth, Texas, to see their Class B pluses? I've actually love to go there. Yeah, I've actually talked to them a couple of times, and we just have to get out. It's not worth well, I shouldn't say it's not worth, but
It's a long
we
drive.
want to do more things in Texas, and we want to spend more time than that. So on one of our trips out Texas, as we head across the state, probably towards Big Bend, we've already talked to them, and we do want to do a tour and show Regency. Regency, I don't want to use the word knockoff, but that's kind of what it is. It's a design that looks very much like the design of the leisure travel bands, but it's a little more economical and maybe a little more affordable. Nice people. They've reached out to us a couple of times, and we just need to.
We need to move to Texas for a few months.
There's so much I'd love to live in Texas. In fact, I'd like to spend, a couple 3 months in Texas. There's so many things we want to do.
Bo doesn't want to go there in summer.
He doesn't want to go there in summer. Lindsay wants to know.
Will you do a meet and greet at the 2021 Hershey Show?
Yes, we will. And we will try and do it for much of an afternoon someplace. And we really are looking forward to Hershey. Hershey's a fun show. I'm so glad they're back to live in-person shows. We're doing Hershey, and then we go from Hershey to Elkhart, Indiana, for the big dealer open house. And we may do a meet and greet there for our friends who are working for dealerships. And then we go from there down to the Natchez, Mississippi, and our supporters and membership groups. And those of you who are our supporters on Facebook and our members on YouTube, as you know, we have a special gathering. Most of the members know just for supporters, and we have, I think, 2 spots left. So you new members that join, you can grab one. We have 2 spots, and then it's sold out. And that's in late October, right on the Mississippi River. It's going to be a great time. So we're looking forward to that. So we got a busy fall coming up.
And if they wanted to come early, I don't know how much earlier it is.
They can't. There's a balloon race, but the place is filled.
The place is filled. Okay. Rats.
But we will have a meet and greet for everybody at Hershey for sure. I just don't know where we'll have it yet. So we promise that it will be there. And I can't wait to see all of that. Let's see. Check out the latest travel guides and books, says Chris Cowley over on YouTube. We've had 2 other requests for books. One, somebody wanted to know on YouTube the other day if we were going to do a book on the Natchez Trace. And I'm waiting to see if there's enough interest in that, because we have the 5-part series, which we could easily turn into, and all the stuff we didn't even share in that, we could easily turn that into a book, into one of our travel guides. But I'm waiting to see if there's a strong enough interest in that. And then people are wondering about lots of you have asked us about when the Great Lakes shoreline coming. Well, we've got everything done except Lake Superior. And that's we're working on now, or not Lake Superior, Lake Michigan. We got all the other Great Lakes. And as soon as we finish the Lake Michigan section, we got to copyright it and go through all that. But we do hope to have that out in the next couple months. So that's good. And Chris, thank you for reminding everybody over there about all of our adventure guides.
Question's gone.
Oh, Nancy, our friend Nancy and her husband Robert.
Okay, if you have time, do people ever protect their toads from road dirt? I've only towed my car one time behind the MH
motorhome.
Okay, but dirt was thick. I could have written in it ideas, how to beat that dirt.
Oh, she got her skeeter beaters too. Remember skeeter beaters?
Oh yeah, we saw a lot of those.
Yeah.
Can't wait to try it out.
Well, what you should do in the dirt, Nancy, is leave it and just write rvlifestyle.com in the dirt, and it can be kind of like a billboard for us. Where you're going, or I don't know what they do to this.
I've never seen.
Yeah, you don't cover
I've seen, like tow trucks. They drive them in a box and the box.
Yeah, there's people who have a trailer
Mm-hmm.
that they tow and they drive the car in. But I've never seen anybody with anything over it as they drive it.
I think the wind
And
probably.
it's just like your motorhome is going to get dirty when you tow it. So is your car. Because it kicks up all that stuff too, and a lot of that will come back. But just plan on finding a car wash at the end of this
Maybe
trip.
we don't want to tow a car.
Yeah. Hudson.
We need Bo between us. Where is our Bo?
He's tired. He's really tired. A trip to Elkhart wore him out. He
Yeah, he
stayed
didn't
up
get
all
any
night
sleep.
long barking at all the trucks and everybody going past
He's
us.
also got an allergy shot, and I don't know. You think maybe the allergy? He's both
No,
now
but I
needs
think it's all
allergy
the. We have
shots.
been in pollen for like 6 months because we, many of us know we've spent most of the summer and most of the winter down south. So we watch spring come to Florida, and then as we drove to Natchez Trace, the pollen was peaking everywhere we've been, and now here in Michigan, it's
Yeah,
peaking.
everything's covered with yellow pollen.
Yeah. Hey, a super chat from Ivan Josie's RV Journey, $4.99. Thank you, guys.
Okay, we noticed some stuff. Accumulating on the net of our city water inputs on the RV. Can we replace that net only?
I'm not sure what
I
the
don't know what that
net
is.
on the city water input on the RV. I don't know. Is it a filter? Do you mean there's a filter that's in there? I've replaced the filter on the water pump inside, which accumulates a
The
lot
net.
of grunt. But
It's
I don't know
maybe
of
that
any.
wire basket that catches things.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never noticed one on ours, so I don't know.
Go to an RV dealer to see if you can replace it.
What's this stuff? But I don't know about a
I
net.
bet you can.
I don't know.
I think it must be that metal part.
That's not a net. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I do, so I don't know.
It's lots of times you can unscrew that.
It might
soak
be
it
just
in
the
vinegar,
semantics. I
water,
might not know. Yeah.
and clean it up. Toothbrush, scrape it,
Yeah.
clean it.
If you can get it off.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kevin.
Oil change, Holland Motorhomes. Wooden shoe restaurant for breakfast. Yes. The wooden shoe breakfast. That's the best part about
That's why we now
going to Holland Motorhomes.
Kevin, that's why we go to Holland for all of our service. Besides Kyle. I love working with Kyle.
Yeah, the wooden shoe restaurant is a great place to eat. And it's not dinner, it's just breakfast and lunch.
Just walking around. I don't know if they don't do oil changes there, I don't think.
They probably do.
I don't think so. I don't think they do oil changes. But they maybe they do. If they do, I wouldn't have to go to the Ford dealer tomorrow. Paula.
And where can I find lettering for a 2004 Road Trek? Have to call Road Trek?
Call Road Trek.
Road Trek?
Ask them.
Bet you they don't have any.
I don't know. Remember, they've had one, two, three, there's four owners since 2004. So good luck. and I know they keep most of the parts that they have, but I don't know about the lettering. So call the Road Trek folks up there. I remember
Nick, one RV owner who was buying every part he could find.
Yeah, you could try. I don't think you'd have that. But
I don't
you
think
could try
that.
Sunshine State RVs in Gainesville, Florida.
If you need parts for Road Trek.
When Road Trek went bankrupt the last time, he bought a lot of parts for different years' Road Treks. And he may still have some. So you could, if the Road Trek factory I think they're in Cambridge, Ontario, if they can't answer you there, call Nick at Sunshine State RVs and he can maybe give you an idea.
Let's just give everybody Nick's number and everybody just call him and say hi.
Yeah, everybody just call Nick at Sunshine State RVs and say,
nice
you heard Mike and Jen talking about him. And yeah, he's a good friend. Yeah, he used to be a sponsor. He's not anymore because I don't think he has any RVs. Everybody's they don't need anybody to sell their RVs now because they're so in demand. But we think the world of Nick and recommend them highly.
Okay.
That's Ivan Josie RV Journey again.
Do you carry a spare tire? If not, what's your plan?
Hello.
If you get a flat.
Hello, good Sam. I need a tire, and that's my plan.
Yeah,
I don't have a spare. I had one on one of our road treks.
Yeah,
a couple
of our road treks. Very hard to get to. It was underneath. I mean,
yeah, it wasn't. I could have gotten to it, but it was just kind of a hassle. But I don't have one on ours. It's valuable space under there, So it's
looks like it's 8 bells.
Where did an hour go? Is it really? It is. Oh my gosh.
Your clock is accurate.
Well, enough of this. You guys all have things to do. It's a new week. I hope you all have fun. Thank you. And again, please remember our podcast and give us a call. If we didn't get to your question, you really want us to take a stab at it, just leave us a voicemail of it. Right there's the number, and we'll answer it this Wednesday. Any questions that are phoned into our a lot of you are shy. You don't like to leave a voice message. I get it, but I'll tell you what. Well, any questions that are on there this week, we recorded on Tuesday, so you got to get in by Tuesday. We will answer this week on the podcast. So, and then we'll be back next week with another Ask Us Anything. And don't forget our sweepstakes. You've got a chance to win that $500. And don't forget rvlifestyle.com. That is our blog. New content every single day. And we love to hear from you. Let's bring back Phyllis. How did it go, Phyllis? Do we miss a lot tonight?
No, but all those missing comments that I didn't see in the beginning, they were all stacked up at the bottom. So go figure.
Okay.
Technology.
Technology. Yep. So what do you think of our green screen? Yes or no? Should we use it?
I think it's great. I think it's
all right.
Convincing.
So don't you think that I should paint the whole wall and then we won't have this little thing right here that's kind of sticking up?
No, you just get a bigger green screen.
I can't.
I guess they don't make them any larger.
Oh, that's as big as they make it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only other way I could make it work is if I brought the camera in even closer, and I can't put the microphone as it is. So I think we paint the wall. And that's what
I'm not going to Mike paint the wall.
All right.
We won't get into those stories about Mike painting.
There we go. All right. Thank you, Phyllis. We'll see you. Have a great week. I'll talk to you later. And all of you out there, thank you to Chris over on our YouTube stream. Thank you for keeping everybody there in line and behaving. And thank all of you who chose to spend this part of Sunday night with us. We so enjoy you guys. This is like one of our highlights. We always get, Sunday, we're going to do Ask Us Anything tonight. We can't wait. Well, we can't wait. We do really enjoy it. So
we do.
All right. See you this week. Don't forget rvlifestyle.com. New content every single day. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please go subscribe. Will you subscribe to our YouTube channel? That's a big favor to us. Love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Happy trails.